Get ready, get ready, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Dan from Soulful House Nation. Welcome to our show. It's called Our Community. And every month, as you know, we want to bring you a topic that's related to our community. As you know, the whole basis of Soulful House Nation is music-based, but the thing that we want to do is every month we want to share an issue that is in our community and address that issue. So this month, our topic is addiction. And I just want to say thank you so much, MsYazz, for coming out and speaking to the subject here. So let's do this. Let's get started right away and just tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, sure. Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much, Dan, for having me. I really appreciate you opening this topic up to everyone. Most of you guys know me as MsYazz R.O.A.R, but my God-given name is Bridget Yasmin Cleveland, and I am a grateful, recovering addict whose drug of choice is alcohol.
Okay. Now, you also have this organization called R.O.A.R, and I really didn't make the connection in the beginning. Tell us what R.O.A.R stands for.
Yes. Well, R.O.A.R, R-O-A-R, stands for Reach Out Addiction and Recovery. The full name is actually Reach Out Addiction and Recovery House, Inc., if you were to ever look up the organization, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. The organization is for women who are suffering from substance abuse disorder and are looking for a sober living environment to live in, with other women also going through recovery.
Now, tell us why it was started.
Good question, good question. Well, I'm going to have to go back a little bit.
That's
here.
all right. We got
to go way back.
Okay.
Like way back when I was just a little girl. Actually, I was born in Trinidad in the West Indies.
Okay.
And my parents are also Trinidadian, but I was raised in Brooklyn, New York. And my father was very physically abusive. He was really not around a lot, but he showed up for the beatings. I was bullied in school. I was bullied in the neighborhood. I'm an only child. My mother's an only child, so I didn't really have like aunts and uncles to turn to. I was, a loner, usually by myself. And because of it seems like I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. And I just was in a shell and hidden. That's in school and even at home. I was very quiet. I was very shy. It got to a point where I got tired of being bullied, and I started to fight back, though, and I became the bully.
Okay.
But that was much later, and that's also because of the situations that I had gone through. I had situations where I was attacked in school, sexually attacked by boys in public school around the 5th grade. There was a group of boys that were in a gang, and I was attacked in the courtyard.
Wow.
At a very young age, which of course I'm sure caused some type of damage, post-traumatic stress probably, but I didn't know that at the time. I was too young, of course, to have known that. And because of those situations like that, I didn't want to feel heal or deal, so I had to find a way to handle it. And so what I did eventually, to make a long story short, what I did was I started drinking at the parties that my mother would have with people. The family get together and they have their little drinks laying around, and myself and my cousins would go and sip on the drinks and things like that. And what happened was as time went on, I got older, and then I started smoking weed. Weed was my gateway drug. I didn't realize at the time then that I was already an addict. I just didn't know it. My actions were showing me that I was active. I was too young to understand that, of course. And all I really had to do really at that time was to reach out for help. I didn't reach out to anyone. I didn't tell my mother about, I was almost raped in high school. I didn't tell her about what happened in the 5th grade with the boys. I didn't tell her about the bullying. I didn't tell her how I was fighting constantly all the time. I was angry, I was scared, I was always in fear. And all I had to do was reach out. That's the reason why I felt like it was important to name the organization Reach Out Addiction and Recovery, because I think with anything, if you just reach out in any type of way, shape, or form, you get help. You know, secrets keep you sick. You can't keep things to yourself. You'll just stay sick and suffering.
Wow.
And alone.
Now, I know you kind of identified your audience. You work mostly with women, or you work exclusively with women?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do at the organization?
Well, see, this is just it. I am the CEO. I am the founder of the organization, but it's not my organization. I hate to say my organization. It's our organization, because I do have board members who are extremely very, very helpful. They work with me in trying to build the organization, as well as, you know, in the community. The organization is for the community. It's not just my organization. I just was the one that thought of starting it. But it was started for the people, for the women. So, what was your question?
Yeah, just was wondering, you know, what you were doing.
Well, what I do, well, I mean, right now we are looking for a house.
Okay.
To house these women. I have a house that I've been looking at for a while now that's been vacant. We would like to hopefully have the house in Hackensack, New Jersey, or in Bergen County. But at the end of the day, it's wherever God's, you know, places me. You know, so I'm very open-minded to having it in other areas. But I would like to have it in an area, of course, that's drug-free, because I don't want to have, you know, women staying in the house and then come out and there's drugs right there. I mean, you can get drugs anywhere, but let's face it, we would like to have the house in a place where it's not infested with drugs. You know, that, so basically I am just really the one that would be running the house, I guess you could say.
Now, I mean, how many clients do you serve at any given time?
Well, it depends on the house. It depends on how big the house is. You know, if we get a house, the house that I'm looking at can possibly hold about a good, I want to say 12, probably about a good 12 women in the house. And it's a sober living house, so these women are free to come and go as they please. They would have to work. They pay rent. It's a situation where they would live there, and it's kind of trying to prepare them for transitioning into life. You know, you have to pay bills. You have to have a bank account. You have to work. You know, the everyday things that we do that people that are in the disease of addiction don't do. Right.
Let's talk about addiction here. Now, you know, as a person who has been on this journey, how do most people get on that journey to addiction? Because it sounds like at one point, maybe you don't even realize you are addicted. You know, you just say, well, you know, it's like the old joke that he says, you know, he's been drinking for 25 years and he's not hooked yet. You know, so my question to you is, how do most people get on that path?
Well, that's a tricky question because, I mean, first let me start by saying that I am not a counselor. I don't have a degree in addiction. I'm not a professional when it comes to, you know, this disease. I can only tell you about me and my story. I can't speak for someone else. Everyone has their own story, their own journey of how they became addicted to drugs. You know, you have some people that can do drugs and recreationally and not be addicted to drugs. You know, it's a disease. It's a sickness. It's an illness. It attacks your thinking. Also, it's also a mental health disease as well. The disease is cunning, it's baffling, it's powerful, it's insidious, it's tricky, it lies to you, it speaks to you in your own voice. And usually it starts at a very, very, very young age when you're not even realizing, you know, you're here having fun, you're smoking weed, you may have a couple of drinks here and there, and you're not realizing that all of a sudden one day you wake up and you don't know where the fun has stopped and the addiction started.
Wow. You know, as I'm listening to you talk, and it's like I guess a lot of people can go from different angles, and maybe because of things that are going on in your life. But and you mentioned the disease. I mean, are some people more likely to get the disease than others?
Well,
I mean,
it's
from your
hereditary
experience?
as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
It runs in the family. So the answer to your question is yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about this? So as a person who's been down that path, what if you find yourself addicted? Like, what do you do? Okay.
Well, I mean, there's several things you can do. Reach out for help.
Okay.
Reach out. You can go into treatment. I mean, it depends. First of all, the person has to be ready. A lot of people think that your family members can help you, or your friends can help you, or no, you can. You have to help yourself. You have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired and want to change. And until you have reached your bottom, and everybody's bottom is different. My bottom was I had a fight with my daughter right before she turned 18, and I ended up going to a detox for 4 days to detox from alcohol, and that was my bottom. I had enough, because I hit her and she hit me back and we got in a fight. So everybody's bottom is different, some people's bottom is death. You have, I mean, those are the places you end up when you do drugs: jails, institution, or death. Those are your choices. So it comes a point in your life where you're going down that road and there's a fork, and you have the choice of saying, okay, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to go that way. What are you going to choose? It's your choice.
Wow. As I'm listening to you, and I'm saying to myself, there's people out there right now who I know, and it's people that I know that in my life that have an addiction issue. And if you have a conversation with them, they know. It's not like, at this point, they know.
Right.
And it's not like they don't agree with you.
Right.
And it's not like they say, well, yeah, I should do this, I should do that.
Right.
But they don't change.
Well, because you know what? I call it stinking thinking. It's kind of like that upside down thinking. You have to change the way you think in order to get well. You can't keep doing the same things expecting you're going to get a different result. Everyone knows that, and that's with anything. I have an addictive personality cigarettes. I was smoking up a pack of 100s a day, spending almost over $200 a month to pay you to kill me. Like, if you start changing the way you think, it makes sense. You know what I mean? And that's with anything, even with food. I have an addiction with food. I suffered from bulimia through my addiction. Just a very sick puppy, but getting better.
So, let me just tell you, my weakness, I'm going to tell you what I love. Sugar.
Sweets. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. When you have I saw that big bucket of gum you had over there. I knew it.
I got to tell you something. They got to start a thing called Sugar Anonymous.
Sugar Anonymous?
Hi, my name is...
Have you ever looked into it? They probably have one
I've mentioned it. I said, hi, my name is Dan Shiver, and I have a sugar problem.
You're a sugar addict?
I love sugar in any form.
God.
I can take it in candy. I can take it in pies. I can take it in cakes. I could,
But see, that's the first step. You just completed your first step. Okay? You gotta admit that you have an addiction.
Yeah, well, I gotta tell you something. I've been aware and admitted it a long time. I know it's not good for me, but I gotta tell you something. It's not good for you, but it's so good to you.
And why do you keep doing it? You gotta think about that.
You know why?
It's not good for you. You know it.
But it tastes so good.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
And you can get sick. You can get sick from it.
You know what? And I agree with all that.
And still do it, though.
But you know what? When I get home, I'll eat some pies.
See? You see? You have that's the same thing. Like, you have people that OD in the hospital. And as soon as they bring them back, what do? Walk out that door and go get high. Look for that high.
Yeah. Wow. Well, but again, like I said, when it comes to sugar, I understand.
Right.
But now, watch this. How about signs that you're addicted? that, let's say for the person who may still be in denial, or maybe they don't even recognize it, or maybe they don't consider, like, let's say after work every day they go for a martini or whatever. I mean, what are we looking at that says, you know what? Hey, maybe you got an issue here.
Well, like, once again, I can't speak for anyone else. I can only speak on my story and my experiences. And what happened with me was I realized I had an addiction problem when, I mean, I would go to sleep and my disease would not wake me up, have a drink.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's when you realize, wait a minute, I can't function. I couldn't go anywhere unless I had a drink. I mean, I woke up in the morning and basically brushed my teeth with alcohol because I could not function without it. I would have the shakes and I would be weak, okay? And it wasn't even about getting high anymore. It was just about, okay, I need to pour a drink so I don't shake, so that I look normal, so that I appear normal to others because I'm not feeling well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's that serious. And just to, I would like to say something to the audience, you know, please, if you have an addiction problem and, you know, do not detox on your own because you can kill yourself. A lot of people don't know that. You have to go get help to let the professionals help you detox no matter what the drug is, whether it's opiates or you are drinking or any other type of drug. If you're shooting heroin, you have to go to the professionals and let them help you wean off of it. You will hallucinate. I was hallucinating coming out. I tried to do that myself.
Wow.
I actually tried to detox on my own, and I didn't know what I'm telling you. I tried to quit drinking, and I was hallucinating. I thought I was seeing rats and mice in the bed, and it was really a very scary experience, as well as having seizures. I was having seizures, and I didn't know. I thought it was the excessive chills from detoxing. But when I went to go to detox, they told me, and I told them what happened to me, and they explained to me, lady, are you crazy? You can't do that, you know?
Wow.
So I'm telling you because somebody told me. I just want to pass it on.
Wow. Let's say you're the family member, the friend, or even somebody you grew up with, and you say, you know what? I realize, you know, Dan, you know, you have a problem here. You have a problem, and what do I do? You know, we've already had.
What does the family member do?
Yeah, what the family member, the friend? I mean, we already had.
There's nothing you can do. Pray for them.
Pray for them.
Pray for them. You can maybe try to talk to them to get them to, you know, get some help. But don't help. The worst thing you can do is help an addict.
Really? Wow.
Because you're just enabling them to not hit their bottom. You
wow.
gotta let them fall and fall hard. You have to. You're not God.
Right.
You can't fix them. Only God can fix them. Okay? So you really to the family members. I know you think you're helping, but you're really hurting. You're not helping.
You know, I have a friend that I know very well, and his wife struggles with alcohol. But he says he goes and gets it for her because as far as he's concerned, she will leave the house and go on the street, and he's found her in situations that she shouldn't have been.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. He's just enabling that person to continue getting high, to continue with this disease of addiction. That's the worst thing you can do. I mean, you always want to be there for your family member. You don't ever give into the disease. But when you're talking about now, you're trying to help them with the money and going to get into drugs, or you're giving them a roof over their head, even though they're stealing from you. You got to put them out. You're making things too comfortable for them to continue.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's rough, you know, because especially when you know you could say give them that money, or you just don't want to hear it, or
that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens, and unfortunately, that's a big mistake that a lot of families make. You can't. You gotta just pray for them, be there for them when they fall.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? There's another thing too.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if people know this, but family members can go and get help. Go to Al-Anon. Al-Anon is actually for the families of the addict. So that then they get together and they talk about how that the disease of addiction through their loved ones has affected them. So yeah, they can get help that way.
Wow, unbelievable. I think you already said that people to try to do it on their own is folly. It really makes sense to try to go get help. How do you go to get help? Where are some of the places you go? And whether it's some people have alcohol problems, some people have a narcotics problem. Where do you go? How do you get help? How do you reach out? I mean, what's the steps, the processes?
Well, let me start off by saying, if you notice when I introduced myself, I said I'm a grateful recovering addict whose drug of choice was alcohol. Alcohol is a drug. So you don't have to separate the hardcore drugs from the drinking drug. They all live one and the same. That being said, there's treatment facilities that you can go to. I mean, you can Google them. They're everywhere, all over, depending on what you're looking for. I went to Bergen, it used to be called Bergen Regional Hospital in Paramus.
Okay.
That's where I went to do my detox for 4 days. Some people need more than the 4 days. Listen, it's all about the individual. If you want it bad enough, you can do it. Because let me tell you something. I had a coworker that had a drug addiction. The job took him and flew him to Florida, spent like $20,000, put him up in a hotel. He stayed there for a month. They spent all this money, and he came back and relapsed. I went to a detox. January, I'll have 9 years clean, and yes, 9 years. And just for today, I am I've never relapsed. I've never relapsed, okay? And I'm very proud of that. But that's not to say it can't happen. It can happen. But they can go to treatment facilities, and they can stay in there for 6 months. They can come out. They can go in a sober living house. They can go in transitional housing. These are the places they can go to get help. Detoxing. But most of the time it's a treatment facility. Treatment facilities, these days you stay for a couple, I think now you can't stay for as long as you used to be able to stay. Like they cut the funds. They used to be able to go and stay for 3 months. Now I think it's like 3 weeks or a month or something like that. You know what I mean? But that's how you reach out for help. Those are the places you can go to.
It's funny you would say that because I had a family member that just came out of the hospital. I remember when I was younger, which is only a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, at that point, it's like if you got sick, there was this long recovery period. Now it's like you just had an operation. They want you up
and out.
That's right.
That's right. And it's just like that with treatment facilities as well. First of all, I remember I had to beg for a bed. I had to beg for help. They told me that they didn't have any beds. I left and went back the next day and said, please, I'm begging you to please help me. Wow. So if you want it bad enough, there's a way. You just have to stay on top of it. But you're right. They kind of like, they take them in and they're kicking them out. You know what I mean?
So now let's move kind of in the same direction toward the recovery.
Yes.
There's this whole thing called Soulful House.
Yes.
Now,
I'm a house head, baby, all day, every day, for the rest of my life.
Okay. So tell us about your journey into Soulful House, or how did that happen? I mean, the connection.
Yes. It's funny because back in the day, I'm a garage head. I'm from Brooklyn, from New York, so my thing was going to the garage, and I got high in the garage. Wasted in the garage. But I just loved music. Was just a way for me to get away from all of the bullying and all of the abuse and things like that. I used to be into gymnastics. Anything that I ever did involved music, where I had to do routines. So I had to listen to the music to do the routines. And music has just always been a big part of my father, actually. Played in a band, so I always had equipment around me. I used to play in the drums, even in school. I took music in school, so it was always a big part of my life. And after a while, the drugs, the alcohol took over. I stopped doing the partying and things like that. And after I came out of detox and I got about a year clean, I was looking for something that would give me that feeling again of feeling good. And but I still needed to stay away from the liquor. So it was hard. I couldn't go to the clubs because liquor was there. So it was very difficult. So what I did was I found this place called the Coffee Cave.
Okay.
Remember the Coffee Cave in Newark on Halsey? I know you guys know the Coffee Cave. Laverne, all you guys was out there partying with me with the coffee in the Coffee Cave.
Okay.
And that was the place to go because they didn't serve liquor. That helped me so much in my recovery. The dancing, the staying healthy, the positive words and uplifting words in the music, the beat. Okay, because they use music for a lot of therapy. Actually, I have that in my organization as well. It's called Music Therapy for Substance Abuse Disorder. Okay, so that being said, that's the reason why I'm introducing the music into my organization, because of how much house music has helped me in my recovery. I mean, come on. I have almost 9 years clean.
Right.
I mean, my boyfriend's a DJ. Like, hello. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's right. Now, so let's talk about your organization. And what I would like to do is tell us a little bit about, you're trying to do some things, you're trying to bring about in terms of your organization. You're a 501c3, and you're in the process of getting a house. So tell us a little bit about your organization and
guys,
raising.
I'm going to just say it's plain and simple. We need money.
Okay.
We need donations. We need a lot of money. Seriously, we need donations. We need the community to please come together to help my organization, our organization, R.O.A.R, so that we can help other women, because that's really what it's about. It's about helping other women that are suffering with this disease. The government is putting a lot of treatment, a lot of money into the treatment part of it, but then what happens to them when they leave the treatment facilities? Where do they go? Where do they go? They go right back into the same areas they used with and at, and they end up relapsing. It almost seems like they do it on purpose, okay? Because it's money for them, So this is why it's so important that an organization like R.O.A.R, that you guys please help us. We need sponsors, even if it's not about the money. We can use the clothing to start gathering clothing for the women. When we do get the house, they will have clothes to wear, because these women sometimes are so beaten down by the time they get clean and come out of the treatment facility, and they come to an organization like R.O.A.R, okay? They don't have clothes, they don't have money, they don't have a bank account, they don't have anything. So we need for all the communities, the house music community, you guys, I need your help. I need your help. The DJs, there have been some fantastic DJs that have donated their services, and I thank you so much. Joey Mazza, DJ Wakil Ali, DJ Harry Glenn has donated their services. Naeem Johnson, thank you so much, guys, for donating your actually volunteering your services to the organization R.O.A.R for us to even have a house music event for recovery.
Right, you did one during the summer too.
Yeah, we did, and we're gonna do another one. Actually, you guys, that was our first one. We're gonna have another house music event for recovery, which will probably be around the same time next year in September. So it's a long ways away, but just to give you a little heads up, you guys. So please come on out, help us. And you don't have to be a recovering addict to attend, because we will have other treatment facilities there, and it will be good for the women and just to see you guys supporting them and having fun. They need to be able to see that the community supports them. We need to break this stigma of addiction and learn how to teach them how to have fun again through music. Yeah.
Wow. Now, I've been listening, let's say, and other people have been listening, and we already understand that we really don't have control of what other people do.
Right.
But let's say that person is me, who has an issue. And, for the most part, a lot of people can be functional addicts. What I mean by that, obviously, is that they may be addicts, but they still show up at work every day.
That was me.
And, they still, handle their business, so to speak. What's the first step when you make that decision that, listen, that's it, I'm done, whatever? What's the first step?
Well, like I said, I can't speak for others because at the end of the day, I can't tell you that you're an addict. You have to tell yourself. I can't come to you if you're an addict and you don't know. I can't tell you that because you won't accept that. But for me, what I did was I went and got help. I reached out. That's what. Listen, that's what it's all about. It's about making up your mind and saying, listen, I am tired of this. I want help. And just reach out to somebody. There's NA meetings. You can go to NA meetings or you can go to AA meetings. All you have to do is listen. Google. You can Google anything these days, child. So, you can always Google or you can go on my website, www.reachoutaddictionrecovery.org. You can reach out to me. Call me. My number that you can reach me at is 609-738-0119 and reach out to MsYazz. And I have a lot of connections. If you're looking for treatment and you don't have the money or you don't have medical, reach out to me. I have a lot of connections and I have a lot of people and counselors out there in different treatment facilities that would definitely help you.
Here's a question I don't think is asked a lot, and I just want to ask you this question and get your opinion on it. Now, a lot of times when people have addictions, they ruin and destroy relationships.
Yeah.
How do you put them back together, or you just have to...
Time.
Huh? Okay.
Time. It's up to the person. It's up to the individual. As long as you are showing that you are trying to help yourself, that means going to meetings. That means getting a sponsor. That means doing the step work that you need. Because let's face it, when you reach out for help and you start going to these meetings, like AA and NA, they are called the 12 steps of NA, the 12 steps of AA, which are the solutions. Those steps are the solutions that help you with your addiction and help you to become well and to become better and to be manageable. So basically, it's up to you. You have to make the move.
Right.
Yeah,
because I think, too, a lot of times people think that, okay, so today I decided to straighten out. Now everybody's got to be good with me. Everybody's got to forgive me.
That's like in La La Land. You know what I mean? Like come on, let's face it. After you've already stole from people, and lied and cheated and manipulated and you did these things, you can't expect somebody to wake up the next day because you decide that you're better and you're good, that they're going to accept it. And it just doesn't work that way. That's not how it works. It's just going to take time, and it takes time that you have to prove yourself in change. Like that's my middle, first, and last name. That's change. And if you don't know how to change, you know how I changed? I didn't know how to change. I started dyeing my hair.
Okay.
I kept going lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter.
Okay.
Then I switched from gold to silver jewelry.
Okay.
That was because I didn't know how to change on the inside. So I just said, well, let me try to change something. All right. So I just started with what I knew. And as I started with what I knew, and I started with that, then I started to work on the inside, and I got a spiritual connection with a higher power, which is extremely important. You have got to know that there's something in the universe out there greater than you, because addiction is also about egos.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. God, self, then others.
Wow.
Always.
Well, we're right down to the wire here. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything you want to Miss, or anything you want to emphasize?
Basically, this organization, our organization is about reaching out to help others. So I would hope that you would all come together to reach out to help R.O.A.R, to help MsYazz, to help other women who are suffering from this disease of addiction. And eventually we're going to branch out just to say that with women who are veterans also. And I have a board member, Zakia Disley, who's also in the house community.
Okay.
She is on my board, and she will be heading that section. That's just that, but that's a whole other section. But it also will be for women as well. But just please, we need your help, you guys. Like seriously, I've had a GoFundMe page up for a very long time now, and you know, if you don't go on the GoFundMe page, at least reach out, go on my website, contact me, and help me help others.
All right, if people want to reach you, how would they do it?
You can go on my website, like I told you before, www.reachoutaddictionrecovery.org. You can contact me at 609-738-0119. You can go on Facebook, my Facebook page, MsYazz R.O.A.R. I'm on Instagram as well, same name, MsYazz R.O.A.R. And on Twitter as well.
All right. Well, listen, I just want to say thank you so much for coming out and just being willing to share.
I appreciate it.
To do something like that and bare your soul like that, it's, you know, most people don't want to be vulnerable like that. They don't want people to know that these things have happened in their lives and that their lives have not been perfect and that they had to get
But that's why I do it. That's why I do it, because it's time to break the stigma. And you got to tell on your secrets. You can't stay sick. You got to tell on them. So hopefully by me telling on my secrets, I can help someone else and give them some hope. Because if I can do it, if I can do this, if I can quit doing drugs, quit smoking cigarettes, and suffering from bulimia, and if I can do those things, then they can do it too.
Well, MsYazz, R.O.A.R, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having me, Dan. Thank you. Give some love. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I also want to give
guys, to the audience.
Big shout out to Mr. DJ Wakil Ali.
Wakil Ali. Hi, baby. He's here. You know my baby is here with me. You already know.
For sharing you with us.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, folks, we're gonna call it a night here. My name is DJ Dan. This is Soulful House Nation. Get ready, get ready, get ready. There's things going on that you just have no idea about. But anyway, that's another story. Get ready, get ready, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Dan from Soulful House Nation. I want to thank our special guest.
Me?
I want to thank our special guest, MsYazz R.O.A.R. As Henry Gibson has set up here, he said, real talk.
Hi, Henry. How you doing, baby?
Listen, again, I just want to thank you for coming out and sharing with us. Just want to let you know, every month we're going to have in Soulful House Nation, our community, we're going to talk about a topic that's going on in our community. We love the music, and that's good and everything, but at the same time, we have other things going on in our community. Next month, we're going to talk about domestic violence, and then in January, we're going to probably do something along the lines of financial planning and things of that nature. So we're going to kind of keep things coming, keep topics coming. We've got another show coming up in a little bit. We're going to bring on Miss Vanessa L. Smith. She's going to perform live here. We're going to interview, have a little conversation with her, and she's going to perform live. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is DJ Dan with Soulful House Nation. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Hey, listen, check us out in a couple places. You can go onto our page, Soulful House Nation. Please like us over there. Please watch us, like us, comment, tag 3 people, and share. Also, we have a group, Soulful House Nation group. Please go on to that and become a member of that. And then finally, we have a website, www.soulfulhousenation.com. Please sign up. We got that up and running. We're starting to add material. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for joining us. Get ready, get ready, get ready.